Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole fleck of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only God's son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether they accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the pushing this truth and believing this truth, toward the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Messiah from Jim Messalano Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord willing. This be edifying. Now I tell you this lesson, the prophecy about the devil has unfolded or has been revealed, has been made manifest. And I was meditating on the lesson that I did yesterday, thinking about this guy that came into the camp. Then we had another Job 9:24 that came to the camp last week, talking about he feel like the ones that put so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians in slavery, they are the ones that should pay for it. Well, they did, man. But actually they're not because they're back in reincarnation. Like I said, hey, we are our forefathers and they are their forefathers. So thinking about this devil and how the Lord had these things revealed in a time period, man. Like we know today who we dealing with. Like you got some guys that say the Edomites are the Arabs or they Japhet. Well, there's no prophecy on the Arabs being the Job 9:24s. There is no prophecy on Japhet being the Job 9:24s. These are Dumians, right? The so-called white man. So the Messiah, I'm gonna start with this. This is Matthew 22. The Lord say he's speaking parables, right? Dark sayings. Let me get this first. This is Psalms. See if I can get this first. The Lord say he's speaking parables, right? Dark sayings. So let me get this first. And shalom everybody tuning in. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shah Barakatham. The water for tuning in. I know it's kind of late, but my spirit was on this when I left the plantation. So let me get this. The Lord said he's speaking similitudes, allegories, dark sayings, right? So this is Psalms 78. And verse 2, it reads, I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard of and known, and our fathers have told us, right? This is Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. It reads, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So these are the dark sayings of old. This is Proverbs 1 and 5. It reads, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. to understand a proverb and an interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. So this is how the Lord speak to the hopeful elect. This is Colossians 1 and 26. It reads, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. So the thing about this mystery, as it was seen about Esau eating a so-called white man, that some people say Japhet and Arabs, the Japhites and the Arabs are the so-called white man. That's not true, man. There's no prophecy on the Arabs being Esau Edom. It tell you in Genesis that the only prophecy about Ishmael is that he'll be a wild man. Now, there's no Arab currency, right? There's no Arab currency on the face of the earth. There's no Japhetic currency on the face of the earth. Whose face is on the money, man? On the petrodollar? Who is it? It's Esau eating a so-called white man. So, and like the elder be saying, like the apostle and elder be saying, if you can't understand this, hey, it's just a mystery that's not meant for you to get. This is Matthew 13 and 10. It reads, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So this is a mystery, man. Knowing who this devil is. But the Lord say he's going to make him known. So let's get there. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. That was us, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians had to fall away from our heritage, right? As he told Jeremiah, and go into captivity. It say, except there shall come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So the Lord is saying all these things had to take place, and this devil, whomever he was, he have to be revealed, the man of sin, the son of perdition. Verse 4 reads, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And now we know who these devils is that we are living amongst, man. To my Esau Edom. It say, and know ye now what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. It was a point of time established that the Lord was going to make this devil reveal through what? Through their actions, through their track records. Okay? And when you go to Google and type in, these devils had been at war out of 239 years. They had been at war for 222 of them, man. It say, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. How? Because we see in the actions of the devil, man. We're watching their track record. They have over 800 military bases around the world. There's no Chinese base in America. There's not a Russian base in America. There's not an Iranian base in America. But North America have bases in all these countries, man. They have garrisons everywhere, man. It say, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who is this? Yahweh Shema Shai is the he who now will let. It say, only he who now letteth will let. This is the Lord, because this devil prophecies of his sin reaching to the heaven have to be fulfilled before Yahweh send back Yahweh Shai. It say, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And that goes into in Luke 21 when it say, that Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled. It say verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is his messengers, his prophets, right? Amos 3:7, surely the Lord will do nothing but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. So these devils' power was when they was in secret. Now they don't have no secret because of the messenger of the Lord, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Everybody know who this devil is, man, through their actions and their track record. Their witchcraft, their witchery, right? They witches and warlocks, right? It said, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. And we seeing it through their actions and their track record, man, of their rape, rob, murder, pillaging, and plundering, man. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, which is Yahweh shall return. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. This verse alone, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, reads again, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonder. Why does it say after the working of Satan? Because these devils is the literal, the physical seed of Satan. This is Genesis chapter 3 and 14, and it reads, and the Lord Yahweh power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. We are all known as cattle and beasts. It say, upon thy belly shall thy go. On your belly means you the basis of men, you the lowest of the low. And thus shall thou eat all the days of thy life, which is confusion. Everywhere they go at, they bring confusion, man. Verse 15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman. And that's what this guy said to us Saturday. He said, hey, what's the intimacy between me and you? Well, the enmity between us and them is there's a separation, man. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed. This is my point. The Lord telling Satan, the serpent, that he has a physical seed. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. That's why you got Amos 1 and 11, right? That's what the whole story in Genesis 25, man, when they said that the first came out red all over, right? And his brother came out afterward, having his heel, having his hand holding Jacob's heel, having his hand, Jacob was holding Esau's heel, man. This is the enmity, the reason why they was fighting in the womb. Now, this is Hosea chapter 12 and 10. It reads, Hosea 12 and 3. He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with Yahweh Shema Shai. It said, yeah, he had power over the angel and prevailed. Going back into when you read in Genesis 32, how Jacob wrestled the angel. The point is, he took his brother, Hosea 12 and 3, he took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength, he had power with Yahweh Shema Shai. So the enmity between Esau and Jacob is the great goat fix, man. Right? We can't tap into their blessing, and they can't tap into ours. That's why there's a hatred. Because of what? Genesis 27, about the Genesis 25, when Esau sold his birthright, right, for the lentils. And then in Genesis 27, Jacob supplanted him for the blessing, man. So it's a hatred here. But this point is, this lesson, this devil has been revealed. Through what? Through the scriptures, man. We know who they are now. We know who this devil is, man. This is now going back to Genesis to make this point. The Lord told, this was the Lord told the serpent again. This is Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord Yahweh power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above every cattle and above every beast of the field. He said, he are cursed. They are cursed above every cattle, Upon all the human nations, human races, all 18 nations, you are the curse out of all these nations. This is what the Lord is saying. Thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly shall thou go, meaning the bases of men, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. So the Lord told the serpent that his whole seed line is going to be cursed. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and 33. It reads, the curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. And we know who the wicked is according to the Bible. The curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the habitation of the just. This is Isaiah 34 and verse 5. It reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, which is to my earth. It's a saying, this is the white man's heaven and the black man's hell. It's talking about their rulership. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, meaning the rulership of the Edomites, the Lord's sword shall be bathed in. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is another way to say Edom, Esau, Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now in Genesis 3, the Lord told the serpent that he is cursed above all cattle, right? Meaning he's the cursed nation out of all 18 nations. It say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. It reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build what I will throw down, and they shall call them, who? The people of my curse, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Proverbs 3 and 33 said, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. So, according to this Bible, we know who we're dealing with. The man of sin, the son of perdition, that had to be revealed is who? These Idumeans, man. Now, this is Ecclesiasticus 33 and 10. It reads, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge, the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse, right? All 18 nations' ways are diverse. The 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, our ways are diverse from all other 17 nations. And the other 17 nation ways are diverse. That's why I tell you in Daniel 2 and 43 that the seed of the wicked shall mingle with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Why? Because all the other 16 nations are different from Esau Edom ways, man. It's in much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. This is the elect of Israel, who he sanctified, right? Predestinated, which is all Israel, but first and foremost, the elect. It's and some of them have he sanctified, which is set apart and set near himself, being made holy, but some of them have he cursed and brought low. Now, right here in this one verse, it says, but some of them have he cursed and brought low. In Genesis 3, he told them what that he was cursed above all cattle, and on thy belly shall I go. On thy belly means you're gonna be brought low, the lowest of the low, and you cursed. So right here is telling you this is specific talking about Esau Edom. But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. This is them being on the bottom, right? When you go to Daniel, this is Daniel 4 and 17, it reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the bases of men. When you go to Job 30, Job said, what? They are the bases of men, they are fouler than the earth. It's talking about these Idumeans, man, right? These are the physical seeds of Satan who had to be revealed. Because it says in Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So let's read this again. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Hey, the Lord made this plain for the hopeful elect, man, to see who we dealing with right now, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9 reads, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Why? Because Satan is their father, man, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. It say, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. When you go to Ephesians chapter 6, Ephesians 6 and 12 reads this, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Who is this? The Lord, Yahushua, gave us a clue to who it is talking about, man. Right? It say against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And I'm going to read it. Let me get this first. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. It reads, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom, this is the point, the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Through what? Social media, man. Instagram, Snapchat, right? Facebook, TikTok, uh, all type of uh media platforms, man, to destroy Jake. It said the God of this world is my point. Who is the God of this world, man? It's money, right? Who controls the money, man? It's the ones who faces on the money, man, right? And also they got it's a lot of images, idolatry, man, because Jake worship Jay-Z's and LeBron James's and all these sports figures, all these athletes and these movie stars, right? But the main ones, the gods of this world is who? Esau, Edom, man, the so-called white man, the elites. It said, whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. So, who is the God of this world? Esau, Edom, man. Now, this is Matthew 22. And Yahushua gave us a cold clue who we dealing with, man. This is Matthew 22 and 15. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, but thou regardest not the persons of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahweh perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny, and he said unto them, who is this image and superscription? They said unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto power the things which are powers. So the point is, who faces on the money, man? These are the same people in rulership. And we all seen this book, which I got it. Um, the Empire, the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, man. Who was Caesar? He was an Edomite, man, a so-called white man. So there's nothing has changed in dealing with these devils, man. We know who they are. There is no prophecy on the Arabs, and there is no Arab currency over the four corners of the earth that's being used as a petrodollar, man. There is no Japhetic prophecy in the Bible. There's no Japhetic currency on the planet that's being used as a petrodollar, man. There's only one face on the petrodollar, man. It's a so-called white man. This is not rocket science. It's simple. This is and that's why Yahweh Shah said this. I'm gonna read this in first in Isaiah 14 and 12. It reads, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. Lucifer means light bearers, the illuminated ones on the left hand side. Because they tell you in Hebrews 10 and 32 and in Baruch 4 and 2 that the real illuminated ones are the Israelites, the elect men, the hopefully elect men of Israel. They are the real illuminated ones. It say, how thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? Meaning what? They are falling from their heaven, from their rulership, man. And they're falling fast. Here's a precept. This is Luke 10 and 18. This is what Yahushua said. This is Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. And it reads, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Why? Because they're losing rulership, man. They are falling. But we know who we're dealing with, man. We ain't dealing with the Arabs. We ain't dealing with the Japhetic people, man. We're dealing with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Edomites, man. This is again Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. It reads, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And this is plain. This is talking about these elite families, man. This is plain. I just want to make a point on this. Second Thessalonians, we're gonna read again, 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that they should not come except they come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship. When they came out of the caves, what did they do? It say, we're gonna read it. It say, with all deceivableness and lying wonders, man. It say, or that is worship. So he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Everything the Lord deal with time, man. This is Second Ezra 4 and 37. It reads, by measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So things had to play out first, and then the Lord is going to reveal this devil, man. Let's read this again. Second Thessalonians 2 and verse 7. It say, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Why? Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, because these devils have to fulfill their prophecy of their wickedness, man. This is um and what else I finna get? Let's get this. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse Jeremiah 51 and 8. It reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her. It's a take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up to the skies. And what's this? The wickedness of Babylon the Great, man. See, this has to be fulfilled, man. These things have to be fulfilled, man. This is Luke chapter 21. Let's get this. Luke 21 and verse 24 reads, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, talking about Israelites, uh, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, when he was in Jerusalem. When you read this from Luke 21 and 20, the Lord said, flee ye into the mountains. When you see Jerusalem come back with armies, then flee ye into the mountains, right? Luke 21:24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, talking about Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And this happened to all 12 tribes, right? And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So when you go back to Second Thessalonians 2, Second Thessalonians 2 and 6, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. So the Lord had it set up for the perfect time for this devil to be revealed, man. The perfect time, man. And that's why when you watch the movie of this guy Nat Turner, right? When he was in captivity, I got the book, man. I got this book about this guy Nat Turner, man. They go to all the details, man. This guy, the Lord put a spirit on this guy to know who he was dealing with, man. He knew when he read these scriptures and saw, because the main scripture he read, I'm finna read it right here. This is one of the main scriptures that this guy read, man. This is um Salakia. Let's see. This is Ephesians 6 and 5. This is one of the scriptures that this man was reading, man. It says another one in Peter's. It says, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart as unto Christ. This is what these devils had him reading when he was going from plantation to plantation, reading to the jakes. So you telling me this guy, when it says servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling. You tell me he didn't know who this was talking about? The Lord put the spirit on him. And that's why in the movie, when he started quoting those quotes, and the other jakes started looking at him, man. That's why they was ready to rile up against them devils, man, because they knew who they was, man. We had to know who this devil is, man, before the end happened, man. Before the Quran would be made mandatory, before World War III, we had to know who this devil is, who we dealing with, man. And who we're dealing with? Our evil twin brother, man, Esau, man. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling. The Lord put a spirit on when the Lord put a spirit on this man, and he read this. Hey, that's why I tell you, Romans 15 and 4, these scriptures are written a 4 times ago for our learning, man. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. You telling me this is not plain to who we know who we dealing with? It say, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness. That's three, and in the want of all things. That's food. So you got hunger, thirst, and nakedness. That's food, clothes, and water. Right? It's the end and the want of all things with the transportation, housing, and work. Come on, man. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Who put a yoke of iron on our neck, man? When you go to Google and type in yoke of iron, the apostles have been on this for years, man. Just go to Google and type in yoke of iron and see what come up. It ain't gonna be no Japhetic man in it. It ain't gonna be no Arab man or Edomite man in it. It's gonna be a so-called Negro, man. We know who we dealing with, man. For all these demons out here that talking about Esau is the Arabs or he the Japhetic people, you peoples is bugged out, man. They don't know no prophecy. It's plain. And we don't got to go back and forth with you boxing. We know what the scriptures say, man. Come, the brother put up GMS Auto One Ratazar. It's the head brother Nine Camp. Subscribe to the brother channel. Do edifying lessons. He put up Psalm 149 and 7. Right, brother. This was the one he quoted in the movie. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people. Right. To bind their kings with chains and their nose with fetters of iron. Yeah, he read that one. Yeah, come. That was another one he read in the movie, man. The Lord put the spirit on this man to know who he was dealing with, man. We know who we're dealing with, man. So you can go on in your wickedness, right? You can go on in your madness. You are not knowing the scriptures, man. We know who we're dealing with. It's not the Arabs and it's not Japhet, man. It's Esau Edom, man. The so-called white man who faces on the money, man. Japhet and Arab, they don't have no currency. That's world currency, and they faces on it, man. Nobody care about them, man. We dealing with this devil, man. So the prophecy about the devil has unfolded, man. And we know who we dealing with. So I want to make that point. Lord, will this be edifying? Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well. For the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the argument, pushing this truth and believing this truth. But the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the whole for the elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Listen, man, Yahweh Shai in Matthew 22, which I read, gave us a clear distinction who we dealing with. He said, who face is on the money, man. And what this guy Maya Amshabawa, what he said, give me control of the money, and he care not about who make the laws, man. Who controls the money, man? This is who we dealing with. Spiritual wickedness in high places, man. With all power, signs, and light. Oh, Salakia. I want to finish reading that. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Let's read this again. It reads, even him whose coming is not the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. Who is this guy that creating all these lying wonders, man? It tell you, I forgot about this. Revelation 13, it reads this. This is Revelation 13 and 14. Revelation 13 and 13, it say, and he do great wonders so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Who is doing this? This guy Elon Musk is putting a chip, allegedly helping with paraplegics, dementia, right? All these different ailments, man. Who's doing this? The Arabs is not doing that, man. The Japhetic people is not doing this. Again, Revelation 13 and 13, and he doeth great wonders. I just didn't say it in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, right? With all power, signs, and lying wonders. It's saying he doeth great wonders so that he make a fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. And as well as they did Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when they dropped Fat Man and Little Boy from them B-52s, did they do this on they dropped bombs on what's this place? Tulsa, Oklahoma, man, Black Wall Street. It say, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. What's the wound by the sword and did live? The Roman Empire back as North America the Great, North America, Babylon the Great, the revised Roman Empire, man. These signs and line wonders, man, right? They got all this technology, paraplegics, they putting brain chips and people. Come on, man. This is plain, man. We know who we're dealing with. So if you're still in 2021, the year of the Hasting Yahweh Shema Shah talking about Japheth is Esau or the Arabs Esau, you're bugged out and you're gonna die a grievous death if you're a Jake talking that madness, man. Hey, so the for tuning in. But Yahweh Shema Shah continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up.